With the beginning of the blessed month of Ramadan, hearts awaken to the atmosphere of worship and drawing closer to God Almighty. In this holy month, distinctive acts of worship are evident, full of blessings and rewards, and among these acts of worship is Taraweeh prayer. Taraweeh prayer comes with its distinctive spiritual atmosphere, filling the mosques and enlivening the hearts of the believers with reverence and contemplation. But here questions arise: is the number of Taraweeh Rak'ahs 8 or 20? What is the Sunnah of the Prophet in this regard? In this video, we will discuss this issue in depth, based on the Holy Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, and we will listen to the opinions of religious scholars and jurists, to understand what the Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, brought. And how can we imitate him in this important matter? So follow this video with us so that we can take an in-depth look at Taraweeh prayer, and understand its Sunnah and rulings, so that we can derive benefit and guidance from it in this holy month. The subject of Taraweeh prayer and the number of its Rak'ahs is a subject that arouses great interest in the Islamic world, and raises many questions about the Sunnah of the Prophet related to this special prayer in the blessed month of Ramadan. Today's video what we present raises an important question: Taraweeh prayer is 8 Rak'ahs or 20? What was the Sunnah of the Prophet? Where Dr. Ali Goma, a member of the Council of Senior Scholars at Al-Azhar al-Sharif, and the former Mufti, provides important clarifications about this matter. Dr. Ali Goma, the former Mufti of Egypt, points out that the age during the reign of the Prophet and the Muslim caliphs who followed her, Taraweeh prayers were 8 Rak'ahs with an addition of 3 Rak'ahs. Witr, or 10 Rak'ahs with the addition of 3 Witr Rak'ahs. It is confirmed that the Prophet, may God bless him and grant him peace, used to pray this number, which makes us required to follow their Sunnah. With regard to the possibility of fasting for a month Ramadan without performing Taraweeh prayers, Dr. Ali Juma answers that it is permissible to fast Ramadan without performing Taraweeh, but it deprives a person of a great reward, as Taraweeh is one of the beneficial and desirable acts of worship in this blessed month. As for praying at home instead of the mosque, the Fatwa House says that it is permissible for a Muslim to pray Taraweeh prayers at home, but praying in congregation is considered better for a Muslim if it's possible. Relying on the opinions of different religious scholars and rooting in the Sunnah of the Prophet to guide people on these important religious issues, and it is important for each individual to search for the truth and follow what he believes is closest to the Sunnah. The prophetic message. The number of Rak'ahs of Taraweeh prayer and the Sunnah of the Prophet, may God bless him and grant him peace, in the Holy Quran, there is no specific specification that determines the number of Rak'ahs of Taraweeh prayer. However, Sunni scholars agree that the Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace, used to pray Taraweeh prayers in Ramadan, and it is believed that he initially prayed them individually in the mosque, and the number of Rak'ahs did not exceed 11. A rak'ah, including the witr prayer. Despite this, after the death of the Prophet, may God bless him and grant him peace, the Islamic nation began to expand the number of Rak'ahs to larger numbers, as people began to pray Taraweeh in groups and in larger numbers. Are of the Rak'ahs. Fasting during Ramadan without Taraweeh prayer. In the Holy Quran, fasting in Ramadan is a lawful and obligatory matter for Muslims, and it is mentioned in the verse, "O you who have believed, decreed upon you is fasting as it has been decreed upon you. Those before you that you may become righteous." Al-Baqarah, 183. As for Taraweeh prayer, it is a type of optional worship, but it is recommended and strongly recommended, and it comes after the evening prayer in the month of Ramadan. The Messenger, may God bless him and grant him peace, said in a hadith narrated on his authority, "Whoever prays Ramadan out of faith and seeking reward, his previous sins will be forgiven, agreed upon. Praying at home instead of the mosque. It is permissible for Muslims to perform Taraweeh prayers at home instead of the mosque, but praying in the mosque is considered better if it is possible for several reasons, including the congregation, spirituality and concentration. The Prophet, may God bless him and grant him peace, said, "A man's prayer in a group weakens his prayer, and a man's prayer in his home weakens his prayer." Agreed upon. The individual must be careful to perform acts of worship in a way that brings him closer to God, whether in the mosque or at home, based on the circumstances and capabilities available to him. In short, Taraweeh prayers and fasting during the month of Ramadan are important acts of worship in Islam, and there are instructions in the Sunnah of the Prophet that indicate the importance of performing them. However, Muslims must feel spirituality and closeness to God in performing these acts of worship, whether they are in the mosque or at home. With this, we have reached the end of our journey in exploring Taraweeh prayer and the number of its Rak'ahs. This journey has shown us the importance of understanding the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, may God bless him and grant him peace. He will be followed by Muslim caliphs in this important matter. In this blessed month, let us all strive to imitate the Sunnah of the Prophet, and be careful to perform acts of worship with contemplation and spirituality, in an effort to be close to God and achieve blessings and reward. Let us keep the spirit of worship and contemplation in our hearts, and let us continue to seek knowledge and reflect on God's signs, so that we may bring ourselves closer to His satisfaction and happiness in this holy month. We thank you for following and participating in this journey, and we look forward to meeting you in other video clips that will bring with them more benefit and guidance. At the conclusion of this video, we ask God to accept good deeds from us and from you, and to make us among those who listen to what is said and follow the best of it. Indeed, He is the hearer and answerer, and may God's blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad and his family and companions, and peace be upon them. Praise be to God, Lord of the worlds. Waiting for more communication and participation, may God grant you success in all that is good.